It's time to pop up Rufios, hunt down Neville Longbottom, and brew some potions. I'm Professorvoqas, and this is Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Hello, Professor. I didn't see you there.
When I last saw you guys, I was where I am right now, which is to still need to pop up Rufios, immediately finish this, and then we can move on to the next set of tasks. Now, since then, a couple other things have gotten done, which is I have 4 potions ready to go right here, 3 strongs and 1 extimula, but I need to brew 7, but I'll collect those, and then I'll throw 3 more in. So it's going to take a little bit of time for those 3 to brew. So I'm not even sure if we'll finish that step today, unless it's like later today, but maybe not in the session we're about to do. In addition, I actually did open up a port key, and last time I was trying the one all the way to the right of the Brilliance to see if that actually had the fragment I needed. And it didn't. 2 of them had Borgin, which was the old one. So I did try one all the way to the left to see if that was the most recent. And I did get a new fragment. And then the one I'm walking right now, I did the left one again. After picking up a new port key, I did the leftmost one again. So we'll see if that is actually the way it goes with that. And the thing is, I just posted the other video, the last video, which means I haven't been able to see your guys' comments if you guys are letting me know that it is the leftmost one. So if you are, thank you. I tested it out and it seems to be working so far. So let's pop this Rufios right here. I'm actually going to pop a tonic for trace detection too. Not because I don't see spawns, but I'm hoping it'll give me a little more of the Neville spawns. But first we need to go ahead and collect this dark detector for using that. Collect the rewards for step 2, which gets me some restricted section books. Nice. And here we are. So brew 7 potions, about to collect 4, get the Neville Longbottoms, and then 5 potions in wizarding challenges. So I just need to run some challenges. But let's go collect the potions first. There we go. So 4 potions collected, extimulos queued up, but it's gonna, again, this is gonna take me a while, so I might not finish this till later tonight. As you can see, 4 out of 7, but still need the rest. Ooh, didn't even realize the Nevilles. I forgot it's gonna give me Leaping Toadstool, which is nice. So let's just start clicking on these. Hit as many Nevilles. Ooh, nice. Neville right off the bat. Let's hit as many of these Nevilles as we can. And when I finish the Nevilles, we'll go ahead and check back in because potions won't be done. And then the wizarding challenges. We may do that later tonight because we've got to wait anyway. We're almost there on the Longbottoms, but something else is probably about to happen depending on how much experience I get from this, if I return it at all. It is a higher threat foundable, so nice. So first cast, that'll give me a little bit more. Let's see, how much experience? 450? That should do it. There it is, level up, 48 to 49. I knew I was close. 600,000 is a bit to grind, but I've just slowly been getting there, and of course I've been on a Rufios. Yesterday's I got a decent amount. Nice, I just got another Rufios and another key. I'll take that any day. And port key unlocked. Well, let's go to port keys. So, did the leftmost of the brilliant keys, got the event foundable, meaning the leftmost are the most recent, unless it's random. I mean, it was only 1, so that doesn't verify anything. But here's the second one, so that certainly goes a long way in potentially proving it. And based on where we are, I believe this is an event port key from this event, not from the previous event. So I'm going to back out. Yep, there we go, 875. Goat. I got some of the goat. Sweet. And then, so this leftmost one, oh, you know what? I'm not sure if I picked up a new one. So the leftmost one might actually still be a Borgin because it's still an old port key. But that's okay. It will be all right. So anyway, let's go. You can see special assignments, 13 out of 15. So just 2 more. Definitely Lee Jordan. I mean, I'll see 7 of him before I see a Neville. And I'll go ahead and get him anyway. But I'll see like 7 of them before I even get to a Neville. I think all 3 of these are Lees. I've checked them already. Let's pick up that port key over there, though. We'll be able to unlock that at some point. And, oh, God, so many Lee Jordans. All right, well, it's a super nice day, which is really good. You saw some of the shots. It's sunny out, but not hot. It's about 70 degrees right now, but the sun is out. So just super pleasant. Lake is nice, pretty calm out here, not too crowded, just a time when people aren't out here, I guess, in between the after dinner crowd and the lunch crowd, so that'll work for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get 2 more Nevils. I'm gonna actually start walking back toward my car, so I might meet you back there. Get 2 more Nevils, and then we'll have to wait for the potions anyway, and we'll probably do those challenges later. But let's go get the 2 Nevils first. Finished up my long bottoms. That actually didn't take too long. I saw 2 almost immediately. I almost feel like it was the area I was in. There was one area where everything was Lee Jordan, and once I moved away from there, then I got a mixture. Although, like I said in yesterday's video, Lee Jordan was the more popular of the 2, for me at least. I was seeing slightly more. I just saw a lot more here. But once I moved away, like I said, I started seeing a better mix where it was easier to just every other one was a Neville, essentially. So, got the last 2. 3 Toadstool. Oh, nice. I really need to go plant some Toadstool. I mean, it's such an easy thing to do. Just plant them and then come back the next day. I just need to plan that out to make sure I'm back the next day. That's really at the same time is really the crazy part. Because I've got the seeds and I've got the water. And then I can brew some more Brewfios, which I need because I'm only level 49. On my way to 50 now, 700,000. Really nothing to do now but wait. Obviously the wizarding challenges, but I'm going to do that at home anyway. Wizarding challenges at home are just more comfortable on the night bus, of course. Because then you can just have a drink and some food and just sit and relax and go through. And then when you're waiting for people to enter the chamber, if you want more people in there, in this case you don't need it. But just easy enough to just chill and not really feel impatient at all. You've got things to do. So we are going to probably just meet later after at least 3 of these potions are done, which is going to be later tonight. It's about a little after 4 now. So I'm going to go get some other work done, take my time, get home, do the challenges, collect those 3 potions, and we'll move on to the 4th set of tasks at home. Although before I leave you, I will show you, here's my event page. You can see Neville's ready to place. Lee Jordan is ready to place. The picture of Ariana Dumbledore, you can see she's ready to place because I did actually run some fortresses last night. Just wanted to try out some runestones, see what my rate was. It ended up taking me, I think, 4 fortresses or 5. It was either 4 or 5. I was in tower 3 and 4, so I was doing slightly higher than I normally do, trying to up my chances to get it. But I ended up getting, I think it was 3 out of, I think it was only 4. I think it was only 4. I got pretty good luck with it, so 75%, not bad at all. So I have my 3 images. I haven't run any more with those runestones because I want to place that image, because we're trying to get up to 5. Really, we're trying to get up to 4. So that goat, 2 out of 5. Hoping to walk some more port keys, get up to 5 out of 5, and then the Dumbledore's Army sign-up sheet, you'll get that as a reward anyway from the 4th set of tasks. There's nothing you can do to get that specifically, I guess. You sort of do. You finish the 4th set of tasks. But not anything where you can just go after it. It's just going to come as a consequence of doing other things. Anyway, gotta wait on some potions. I'll see you guys in a little while. As you can see, I am not at home. I did go home and I did do the things I said I was going to do, but just didn't include that in this episode. Things started to wear on, so I was waiting for potions to brew, and they got done later that night, but I just wasn't prepared at that point of the night, eating and doing other things, to actually finish out filming. But I went ahead and let them finish brewing, got past that, got to the 4th set of tasks, which was all fortresses. And I haven't had a chance to play too much in the last couple of days, but at home it is easy every once in a while to just pop into a fortress. So I was able to pop into enough fortresses to go through the whole 4th set of tasks. We're on the bonus task now is where I am. And it's a couple days later. You can see I've changed as well. So let's go to the bonus task, and I'll just show you where I am. So you can see 3980 wizarding experience. And that's generally just because, even though I haven't got to play, I have been able to, open up the game and do some things. And honestly, some of this was just opening some port keys and getting trunks, and that was giving me experience. So that was good. You may also notice I am 3 out of 5 for opening port keys. I did finally figure it out, and it has been consistent for those 3 port keys. That is, of your port keys, of all the brilliant ones I have, if you recall, I have, let's go my port keys. I'll kind of show you where I am. I have all these brilliant port keys. Well, some of those are from a previous event. So I was trying the one all the way to the right. We already talked about this. So I started trying the one all the way to the left to see if that was the most recent. So either randomly 3 in a row, the one on the left has been the correct one, or left to right is most recent to oldest, which that also follows a certain logic. So the 2 I have in there right now, both of them should be the one that, they were both the one all the way to the left. I had Newport keys picked up that I hadn't opened. So my guess is both of these are also going to be the Newport key. The thing is, I don't actually need the Newport key. I'm just doing it now just to prove to myself that that leftmost one is, which will be nice to know for if this ever comes up again. So going to the special assignments, you can see I still need to complete a wizarding challenge, place 5 images, and then wizarding experience. And then I've got to walk, I've used a silver key. If I walk 1.5 kilometers, I'll unlock both of those, which will then finish that requirement, which I think will be the last thing we end up doing. Because right now we're going to go to the registry, we're placing all 5 images, which is probably going to involve some Hermione and some Constance and some Harry talking in some fashion. So let's go for the goat first, because why not? I did, and the reason I have 5 fragments of the goat instead of the 3 from unlocking is I did unlock some of those earlier. I was actually trying to go through it to get the image quicker. So let's do the goat first. Dumbledore's army owes a great deal to Aberforth Dumbledore. If he hadn't sent Dobby to rescue me, Harry and Ron from Malfoy Manor, we likely would have died. He even supplied food and water to our friends hiding from the Carrows in the Room of Requirement. I suppose the point I'm trying to make is that Aberforth does not deserve his dodgy reputation, though I can't say I understand his interest in goats. We talked about the goat thing before. So there's one. Let's do the Ariana, because, you know, if we're talking about Aberforth, Dumbledore's brother, might as well talk about Dumbledore's sister. And Aberforth, I believe, you know, he's not happy with Dumbledore because of what happened with Ariana. I mean, that's really one of the main things. He felt like Dumbledore made that mistake, and I don't think he's ever forgiven him. Poor Ariana Dumbledore. To this day, I'm not sure what's more tragic, her untimely death or the guilt Dumbledore must have felt. Oh, that was a short one. All right, because Aberforth was supposed to have been involved in that duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Aberforth, was supposed to have been there. This is something that hasn't happened in the movies yet. It should be coming. I mean, it's not a spoiler. I guess for the movies it's a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler in the sense that it hasn't really been put down in writing. Let's go after, we'll go for the Dumbledore's Army sign-up sheet, and then we'll go for the people, Lee and Neville. When I learned that Marietta had triggered the jinx Hermione placed on this parchment by ratting Dumbledore's army out to Umbridge, I believe she was a foul git and a traitor. By the way, you notice it's Marietta and not Cho. Movie, book difference. But perhaps she was just afraid. That doesn't excuse her actions, of course, but I understood why she felt she had no choice but to turn us in. Fear is a powerful motivator. It can lead anyone astray, even myself. People often assume I must have been fearless to confront Voldemort like I did, but the truth is that I was afraid, terrified, really. Even so, I was able to overcome my fear because I realized standing up to him was more important. That's the mark of real courage. Not a lack of fear, but the ability to continue on in spite of it. That's a great quote. I can't remember the original who said that. That is a really good quote, though. It wasn't Harry. This has been a quote for a while. All right, let's go to Lee Jordan. We'll finish up with Neville at the end. Remember quite a few surges back how, after we returned foundables of ourselves, we were left with memories of conversations with Grim Folly we never actually had? I remember. Grim implanted those memories to try to communicate with us. Why do you ask? Has it happened again? Yes, to your old friend Lee Jordan, apparently. He's suddenly been able to recall an unfamiliar, unsettling memory of a wizard making an example out of another wizard by using the Cruciatus curse on him. Mercifully, he spared the details, but it sounded awful. This is Harry's surge. He should be the only one to be able to communicate using the calamity. Why would he subject a friend to something so vile? Unless, Constance, did Lee get a good look at either of the wizards' faces? He tried, but the memory was too foggy to make anyone out clearly. What was clear to him, however, was the feeling that the memory was meant to be a message. And lastly, we've got Neville to finish out this page. Woo, another good thing is I'm getting experience for this, which is going to help me with the experience. I just had a rather concerning talk with Neville Longbottom. Since we returned his Foundable, he's been able to distinctly recall a memory of a conversation with an unknown wizard. This is happening a lot. In it, the wizard questions his loyalties and tries to coerce him into making an unbreakable vow to prove it. At first I thought he'd had one too many butterbeers. Then I wondered if the stress of the calamity's dark turn had somehow unknowingly caused me to implant a false memory in his Foundable. However, after speaking with him further, I'm convinced neither are true. But that would mean that someone was able to use the calamity to communicate during a surge they didn't create. How is this possible? To be honest, I'm less concerned with the how than the why and who. I've no doubt that someone sent this memory for a reason. Figuring that out may be the key to uncovering who Lethifold and Barghest are and what they're planning. There we go, 5 out of 5, and it did get me some wizarding experience. So let's back out. I'm not sure if there'll be some more talking. Yeah, usually when you finish the page. Neville and Lee were both left with new and frankly disturbing memories after becoming Foundables. Memories I'm certain I didn't implant. Someone has clearly figured out how to embed messages in other surges. I'm not so sure about that, Harry. You created this surge in response to someone else starting to manipulate the calamity. In other words, another surge was already in its preliminary stages when you intervened. We both thought you were successful in wrenching control away from them, but what if that wasn't entirely the case? What if parts of this witch or wizard surge, namely these memories, got absorbed into yours? I'm far from an expert on the calamity, but it certainly seems plausible, doesn't it? In which case, it raises all sorts of concerning questions. If my theory is correct, more elements of that witch or wizard surge will likely continue to manifest once the surge picks back up again. Perhaps we'll get more clarification then about who those memories belong to and why they were sent. All right, she's talking about part 2. Not that they realize there's a part 1 and 2, but when we get to that second part, hopefully we get a little bit further on that. We have put all the brilliant images down. So we've still got 1,200, 500 wizarding experience to get. Not a big deal. I'm probably going to throw Bruffiance on a little bit. We do need to complete a wizarding challenge and use 10 Extimula potions. We'll go into the highest chamber I can do, Dark 5, and use as many Extimula potions as I can. I don't even know if I can use 10 before we end up beating the chamber, but I'll use them anyway. Unfortunately, it's Extimula. A lot of times if it's just use potions, I'll just chuck healing potions because I just have a bunch stocked up and I never use them. So it's an easy just chuck away. But it has to be Extimulo, so have to wait through those charges, essentially. That didn't take me too long, which was nice. Got into a chamber by myself and just waited. First try, boom. Or Magic Zoologist, I think it was, 2 and 2. So I was the only professor, but focus passed to me right away, proficiency, all the good things. And then it just went like clockwork, which was nice. I managed to get everybody shielded through it. Oh, and I managed to use 7 Extimulo potions during that. And I specifically used Extimulo because the strongs last too long, so going 3 at a time worked quicker. I ended up running one more chamber, like a tower 2 or 3, I can't remember. I think it was tower 3, and used 3 more Extimulo potions. And so I get 3 charges per, so it ends up going wearing off pretty quickly, and then I can just run through the foes and use them. So anyway, use 10. Let's go ahead and collect both those things. So doing the Wizarding Challenge got me a Wit Sharpening, and then doing the Extimulo potions got me 10 Spell Energy, which I think I'm over max now, which is great. So all I have left is 12,500 experience, which I'm already like 7,500. So I mean, like 5,000 to go around. And then the port keys, I need to walk them. And obviously sitting here doesn't do it. I'm at Walnut Street Park, but I wanted to do all this while I was just sitting. It's kind of crowded here, so this is where I knew it would be quiet if I was in my car doing this. But we're about to go out. One nice thing, and I'll try to show you as I walk around, just show you, is I'm in North Carolina, if you didn't already know that. So our fall doesn't last too long. Like the leaves turn, and then in a couple weeks, it's just like it's done. So the leaves are now turned. It's now kind of, at least around here in my part of North Carolina, the leaves are actually turned. So I hopefully can show you some of that. You can see what our fall colors look like.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
that didn't take me too long. I hope you could see the colors. It's really hard on camera to tell whether it's coming through, and my color grading ability is non-existent for film. I'm sure I could color grade it to really bring out the colors because I'm getting good raw footage. I know from the camera. It's more in the editing process, being able to color grade. Definitely a skill I would like to pick up to make those images look better, but hopefully you saw some of that. Anyway, it didn't take me too long. I had Brufios on, hit a trace charm on an emergency level, so hit that 12,500 almost immediately, which was some Freds and a young James Potter. I didn't get any of it. I was just enjoying the walk most of the time and just taking pictures and video, so that was kind of nice. But the 2 port keys I walked, this is just further, hopefully, evidence that the leftmost one is the most recent of your port keys after you have already sorted them for distance. So of the brilliance, the 2 you're looking at, both of them were all the way to the left. It's so far consistently given me event fragments, and boom, there you go. It looks like this is pretty consistent over, this is the 4th one I've done now. Maybe actually, you know what, it might even be the 5th or 6th because I didn't get all these fragments just from this time I was doing stuff earlier. So we're gonna back out to get those. Nice, 950 experience, I'll take it. And then the other one, and here we are again. So it does look like they're organized from left to right by the type, the distance, and then most recent to oldest, or at least the most recent's on the left, which definitely makes it easier to find them. So good to know for future events. I'm going to put that gold key in that one. I'm actually not sure if that's a new one or an old one. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm just kind of going through them now. But if we go over to the special assignments, here we are. We did get the 12,500. We'll take the spell book. And we did finally unlock the 5, and we'll get the silver key. Nice. So we can collect our final rewards, which is a bunch of stuff, but mainly it's those 5 Defense Against Dark Arts books that we're really going for. Congratulations, we have completed the event. So I'm going to go and back out. Time is up to complete, blah, blah, blah. I do still need some fragments of the goat, so I am going to pick up some port keys, or maybe just port key. Here's a 2. I think I can pick up 2. Energy capacity is at max. Nice. That is going to do it for this event, although I have a decent number of days before anything else even starts up again, because this goes all the way till Tuesday anyway. But we do have one last thing to do that I haven't mentioned. It was either in the thumbnail or the title. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet. It's going to be one of the 2, but the restricted section books that I got from this event will finally max out my professorship. I'm 133 out of 134. This is it. It's the last node I need, which is down here. It's on sabbatical. Power versus those with 3 or greater impairments, which really only comes into play when you're in like a higher level chamber, definitely a higher level chamber with multiple people. Because even if you're in a lower level chamber with multiple people, usually we're not throwing 3 or greater impairments on things. We're just not wasting time trying to hex everything. We're just killing stuff because we can do it. So I find this only to be useful in the higher chambers, which is why I waited till last. Although, arguably, there's another thing that could have waited till last. But there we go. Finally, I am a maxed out professor. 67,580, which is what it should be. So 134 out of 134. I know many of you have finished that a long time ago, but because I took that sabbatical, which is funny that I just finished with on sabbatical, I did take that break, which definitely slowed things down. I missed out on a lot of restricted section books, so I finally have just gotten that. That is going to do it for today's episode. Looking forward to the next couple days, being able to casually play, just work on some things I want, run some fortresses with mainly Legends of Hogwarts runestones, because I'm getting closer. I think I'm 12 out of 14 on the unfinished Marauders map, which that would then let me prestige that page. Everything else is green starred and have fragments I'm waiting to carry over. So, but you know, Legends, it's harder to get things, but I do have a ton of runestones, so I can run a ton of fortresses. As always, thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nox.